Moms, welcome back to another Simply Faith Friday. If you've been around my channel for a little while, guys, you know that I am on a mission to deepen my relationship with Jesus in the year 2020, to just be intentional and to grow that relationship, that foundation that has been created. Today, I'm just going to explain a little bit of why. Why Simply Living It, why Simply Faith Friday videos, and just offer encouragement for wherever you are. So if this is something that interests you, stay tuned for this video. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a background into my life without going too far in detail. So first of all, I was not raised in a church. I owned a Bible, but it was a Precious Moments Bible. It was teal. It's like this big from when I was a baby. I think my grandma probably gave it to me. I'm not really sure. I've never heard women pray out loud. I never listened to worship music. This is a totally foreign thing to me. So did I pray as a kid? Yes. Then now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep prayer, right? But nothing as far as a relationship with Jesus. No, there was no reaching out to him in heartache. It was just something I didn't know, something I had never experienced, something I had never known. It was foreign to me. So fast forward to me being a 30-year-old woman with a husband and a family and trying to figure out life and trying to navigate through all the heartache and the childhood scars that I've got that I deal with still to this day. Trying to navigate through all that in this world can be a very, very hard thing. Trying to find answers, trying to get over stuff like that. And we have all got a story, right? That's part of God's plan for our life. It's part of shaping us into who he wants us to be. And I am just on a mission, so to speak, this year to really figure out what his purpose is for me. What is God's purpose for my life? I know it's more than the work that I'm doing when it comes to my side job. I know he has so much more for me, and I am on a mission to just figure that out and to deepen that relationship that I have with Jesus and be intentional about it. That's something that's really important to me for this year. But what I want to share with you first is where the name Simply Living It came from and how everything has kind of spawned off of Simply Living It. So Simply Faith Friday, Simply Living It. My motto is just simple. So today's video, I'm just touching a little bit on my life story and sharing how this whole channel got started. So like I said before, had never really heard women pray out loud. We talked about God, but it was never anything crazy serious. And there was never a relationship. It was more just, when you're going through heartache, you would pray. So I had a woman walk into my life at 30 years old, and she stepped out in faith and invited me to a women's retreat. Now, this woman, I didn't really know. We had a mutual friend, but I didn't really know her. She didn't really know me. We'd had kind of some small talks here and there, but she invited me to this women's retreat 2.5 hours away from where we live. It was an all weekend event. There was 100 to 150 women going to be there. Oh my goodness, you guys. I had not even gone to church as an adult woman, let alone, like I said, I didn't even own a Bible. She bought me a Bible because I'm like, what do? I don't have a Bible. She brought me a Bible. Without going into a bunch of crazy detail, guys, this women's retreat was absolutely life-changing for me. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done, actually, if I'm going to be honest. Everything in your body just physically hurts because there had been so much bottled up emotion over the course of my life that finally letting that go and getting that out and experiencing God in a way that I had never in my life experienced or felt or seen. And it was absolutely amazing. And my life from that moment, from this woman stepping out in faith and inviting me to go on a women's retreat and experience what she radiated every single day. This woman radiates joy. She is absolutely amazing, and her heart is on fire for Jesus. She is such a blessing in my life and in so many lives of those around her. And one thing that I just want to share that I have learned is God will meet you where you are. It doesn't matter what you've been through. It doesn't matter what you've done. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. Sometimes we look at the hard stuff and we wonder, why, God? Why would you let that happen? Why? And I'm just learning in this journey that is shaping us and making us into who he wants us to be. And no, he doesn't want those bad things to happen, but he will use them. He will use those things. He will use you in any and every situation that he can. So that is what I'm just looking for so much this year, is to find out my purpose. What is God's purpose for my life? I want to dive in so deep and figure out my purpose. I know there's so much more to life. There's so much more to life than sometimes what we all get wrapped up in, and I am guilty of it. And I will work like a dog and everything else gets put on the back burner, and that is not what I want. That's not what God has for my life. So I am just really trying to be intentional this year and seeking and building that foundation and that relationship that I have that's kind of been planted. So I'm really, really wanting to dig deep and just be intentional and write down, like I said, journaling all the different ways that I'm seeing God move in my life, in the ways that he's revealing to me, my purpose. And that's something that's so incredibly important to me. I have 3 boys that I am raising, and I want to raise them with hearts that are on fire for Jesus. I want to raise them knowing that they are loved by God. Not just me, not just their dad, but they are loved way more than their dad or I could ever love them by the one who created them. I want them to know that in their heart. I want every single piece of their heart to be filled with that truth. That is what I want for my boys. And how do I do that if I'm completely broken? How do I do that if I don't even know that for myself? You know what I mean? So for me, it's just a journey of trusting God. It's a journey of building that relationship and believing that I am who he says I am. And it's so important to me for this year. So what I want to end this video with is this relationship that I was talking about with this friend who stepped out in faith and invited me to women's retreat. This relationship over the last 4 years has bloomed into something that is unimaginable. I never would have seen this coming. And it is amazing to me how God works, how God moves, the people that God puts in your path, when and why. It is absolutely amazing to me. So just know that it's never too late. God can use you. Just be love. Be love. Love people. Share your heart with people. Be real with people. It is absolutely amazing how lives get changed if we could all just be real. If we could all just be full of joy. And it is amazing to me. So the last thing I want to share with you is a gift that a friend had given to me for Christmas a couple years ago. And this is where Simply Living It came. So this was a gift. These words are from Lisa Turkhurst, I believe. But this was a gift that was given to me. I was not familiar with Lisa. I still really am not. But I know she has an amazing story. But this is where Simply Living It was then born. This is a picture. It is framed. I keep it in my kitchen on my counter, or it's in my bedroom. Either place, I kind of move it around. But these are the words. There is a favorite story I like to tell myself. It's the one about how my life should turn out. But in the end, I've discovered I would have never been brave enough to write it, as messy and as marvelous as God. So I'm choosing to take his hand and simply live it. There, Simply Living It is born. So these were not my words. Again, this is Lisa Turkhurst, I believe, and I'm not sure if I'm even saying that right. But that, to me, was like, yes. Yes, God, I take your hand. Let's do this. Show me what you want for my life. Show me how you want to use me. And that's just kind of where I'm at in this journey of building and growing my relationship for 2020. It's so important to me. It is my absolute heart's desire. A deep, strong relationship with God in any and all of life's circumstances. And no, it's not always easy. And yes, it hurts. And yes, every day you have to be intentionally seeking, but I want to. And I know that maybe that comes and goes with seasons. I know sometimes it may not be easy, but right now, that's what I want. I want every single day to spend as much time with God as I can, to just seek him. And I'm so excited to see what he has in store for this relationship that we are building. And I want to share some of that with you here on my channel. So that is why Simply Faith Fridays has begun, because there's a fire inside of me. And I just want to share it with all you other moms, because we are all in different situations. We all have different scars. We all have different stories. We all, our lives might look a little bit different, but we can all have one thing in common. And I just wanted to share that with you. And I just want to encourage you that God will absolutely use you if you let him. In these last 4 years of my life, I have experienced things that I never in a million years thought possible. I never knew this was what was missing from my life, but my heart always did. There was so much of my heart that's always been missing. And now I know exactly what it is. And I'm so excited and encouraged to share some of this with you all here. No matter what it looks like, you know, it's not going to be easy all the time, and it's not going to be fun, and it's not always going to be my heart's desire to build that relationship. There are going to be other things that come up. Life is going to happen. There are going to be things that get in the way of my prayer time. There are going to be things that get in the way of my morning time with Tony Evans, you know, whatever it might be. There's always going to be things, but I want to try and just wake up every day with God being the first thing on my mind and the last thing that I think of when I go to sleep. So that is my intention for 2020, and I'm just going to share some of it with you on my channel here at Simply Living It. If you would love to be along this journey, hit the subscribe button, share some of your heart with me down below, and I thank you all so much for being here. I will see you later on in the week, guys. Have a great day.